Hi friends, so I hope you enjoyed your English grammar session. So today we are again at your own learning platform, Learn Forward with your grammar book, The Grammar Hub for Grade 8 by Feathercap. And today we'll be starting chapter 2 of your book, in which, not a new topic for you. Yes, determiners, you have already learned the basics in grade 7 and I'm sure you now know what are determiners. So let's know more about them today. What's that? Let's see this exercise. Fill in the blanks with a or an. What is a? What is an? Yes, these are articles we know like that. So let's do this exercise first. There is dash gift shop in our neighborhood. So what are you going to use here? A gift shop. Nice. Next, it has dash lot of variety of gift items. So what will come here again? A lot of variety. Yes. Next, it also sells an artificial jewelry, you mean to say? No, will not use any article here because a and stands for one. Okay, so we are talking about jewelry here. That is, it also sells artificial jewelry. Coming to next, let's move ahead. It is run by, yes, here you will be using an old man who bought what? Who bought it from an English woman, Margaret, right? So that's the name of an English woman from whom that old man bought it. These days, dash annual discount sale, yes, an annual discount sale, that's perfect, is going on there at that shop. That's why these days there is dash great rush. So what are you going to use here? Exactly, a great rush at the shop. So all well done, except for this, it's not necessary that article has to be used everywhere. If it's not, then we can just put a cross, right? Okay. So let's move ahead with our journey for determiners. Let's understand what are determiners. Determiners are the words, children. They are words that are used before nouns. They determine the nouns. What are those words? The words that are used before the nouns and they indicate which particular noun we are talking about. So it can be in any of these forms. They can be articles, they can be demonstratives, they can be possessives. Even distributives are your determiners, your quantifiers and interrogatives. All these are determiners. So now it's not a new topic for you. You know about all of them, isn't it? Let's read some examples here. The best boy. Here, the. What is it according to you? That's an article and it is a determiner also, right? My brother. What is my here? Yes, that's a possessive word. That's a possessive adjective. So, here, this is a determiner also. Next, every student. What are the words we have learned? Each, every, either, neither. What are these words? Yes, they are distributives. Perfect. Now, some mistakes. Again, some is a quantifier, that is an adjective, but here we are talking about determiners, so they are determiners also. That tree, it is a pointer, that means a demonstrative word, again a determiner. Next, whose cleverness? Again, this is a known word to you, that is interrogative adjective we are talking about. That is also a determiner. So here's a list of what are the different kinds of determiners. We have already read articles. Then what are articles? And the. Perfect. Then we have the demonstratives. I have told you what are the words we use as demonstratives. This, that, these, those. So they are also determiners. Then you have possessives that show possession. But what you have to remember is, because these are determiners are the words which are used before nouns. So definitely we are not talking about any of these kinds as pronouns. They are all adjectives, right? Next, when we talk about distributives, we talk about either, neither, each, every. They are all distributives. Then quantifiers, they tell you about quantity. So some, any, much, many, several. All these are your quantifiers. And finally, the interrogatives are the interrogative words that ask questions, and they are followed by a noun to be a determiner. That means we are talking about interrogative adjectives. So nothing new here. Let's go ahead and learn about them in detail. So coming to the first type of determiner, we have articles. You know how many types of articles are there? 3? No, 3 are not the types. We have 3 articles, but there are just 2 types of articles. What are those 2 types? First one is called the definite article, and the other one is indefinite article. These are the 2 categories, 2 kinds of articles, children. And under these categories, we put our 3 articles, that is a and the, out of which a and both are indefinite and definite is the. Now, what is definite? What is indefinite? Definite article, definite word means particular. That means something you are sure about. That means something in special, right? But when we talk about indefinite, that means it's not, you are not sure about it. What are you talking about? It's not anything in particular. We are talking about something in general. So here we have the usage of indefinite articles and definite articles. Let's quickly recall. It's all we have already learned in previous grades. So indefinite article, first thing is indefinite articles and these are used before countable. First condition is they should be nouns. Second condition is nouns should be countable. And the third condition is they should be singular because a and means one, right? So indefinite articles are used before countable singular nouns, right? So to refer to something mentioned for the first time when we are talking about something in general, we use a and. Then to refer to something you do not want to be specific about, that means you are not talking about anything in particular, like a girl came to see you. So you don't know which girl you are talking about. You are not talking about any particular girl, right? So this is also something we are referring to in general. To refer to a person's profession. So when you mean to say she's a teacher, so we are referring to teacher and will be using an article, that is indefinite article before it. He is an engineer. So this "and" is used before the profession. And also when we say about definitions, there also we use the indefinite article, like an opossum is a marsupial, right? So in definitions also we use indefinite article. Now, coming to the use of definite article, as I told you, definite articles are used in particular when we talk of something in particular. So, to make a specific reference, that means when we are talking of something in particular, like there is the shop. The shop means, if I just say there's a shop at the corner of the street, that means it can be any shop. But when I say there is the shop I was looking for, that means you were searching for some particular shop, you wanted to buy a particular stuff. So you were looking for a shop. Now you are talking about giving a reference to that shop. So there is the shop I was looking for, right? And then when we talk of someone who knows which thing or person we are referring to, that means you are just referring to something in particular again, like there is water in the fridge. So which fridge are you talking about? It's sure, it's certain that the fridge that is somewhere around, maybe at your home, at your workplace, wherever. But then you mean to say there is water in the fridge. That means the fridge that is there, right? So it becomes particular. Turn the television on. So what do you mean by the television? Which particular are you talking about? The one which is there in your around, somewhere around you, right? So you are talking about that only. Next is to generalize a class. That means while talking about one, when we are talking about the entire class related to that. For example, the tiger is an endangered species. So when I'm talking about this tiger, I mean to say the entire species of tiger, the entire class. So here we are talking about the class, we are using it in generalized way, so we are using the here. It doesn't mean that some particular tiger is endangered. No, the entire species is endangered. Now before an adjective, we have already read when we talk about adjectives as noun, like the rich should help the poor. So here rich and poor, these are adjectives, but they are used as nouns actually. So here we'll be using the rich can be selfish, that means the rich people. So here the adjective rich is being used as a noun. Next, the Swiss are famous for their watches and chocolates. Yes, everybody knows this. So here we mean to say the Swiss people, right? Next, before the names of rivers, oceans, seas, then the newspapers, then monuments, mountains, the geographical features. So with them also we use with the holy books also a list that we have already learned right from grade 3 and 4. So we use the before those special names also, right? Coming to next, before the names of parts of body, when these are referred to in an impersonal way. That means we are not talking about somebody's personal part of body, we are just talking it in an impersonal way, like he was hit on the head. So we are just referring to that part of body where he was hit, but we are referring to it as that particular part, right? So it is referred to as an impersonal way. So this was about the use of definite and indefinite articles. And then we have already learned here in the rule that we use article the with some special nouns also. Going ahead, we have articles with proper nouns. So when do we use articles with proper nouns? Here it is not just about using the definite articles. Sometimes we use the indefinite article and also with the special nouns. When does that happen? Let's see. So generally we don't use, like if I say Shakespeare was a great dramatist, I am talking about Shakespeare. That is a proper noun. So I'll not use any article before it. Mumbai is the biggest city of India. Again, it's a proper noun. Will not use the before it. But yes, sometimes when we just refer to a proper noun in a way that I want to say somebody like that noun. Okay, it's not about that particular noun, but then somebody like that noun. For example, if I say we need a Gandhi to solve our problems. So here it doesn't mean that Gandhi will come back to solve the problems. It means a person with all the qualities of Mr. Gandhi. So here we are saying we need a Gandhi. That means a person equal in all the qualities like Gandhi. Next, every team cannot have a Kapil Dev in it. That means a cricketer with all the qualities like Kapil Dev. That is why we are using here the article before the proper nouns, please. Okay. Next, we have another. Sachin Tendulkar is the Bradman of India. That means he has all the qualities of Bradman and he is playing from India, right? Now, in these sentences, what I have told you is this is the reference to these special names in general. But here when we are using article before them, that means we are talking about that noun, about the qualities of that noun to be used, right? Moving ahead, we have the omission of articles. We do omit articles. We do not use them. Like in your review exercise, I had put a cross, that will not be using an article. So there are few rules that you must always remember. First is, as I already told you, we use article with countable, singular countable nouns. We do not use articles, not even with the uncountable nouns, right? So if I talk about news is not countable. So I'm not using article with it, right? So I just say that's a great news. Okay. Now I always welcome good news. Now with plural nouns, teachers enjoy long vacations. Will not be using article here. With the names of holidays, like I will meet my uncle during Easter. So I'm not saying the Easter. With the names of months, we do not use any article. With the names of days of the week also, we do not use any article. Then with seasons, of course, we do not use. So with the names of holidays, with the names of months, days, seasons, no article is used. And even with the uncountable nouns, we don't use article. When we speak of time of the day, then while using articles, we have learned that for morning, in the morning, we say at night. We don't use the there. Then in the evening, in the afternoon, we say, but then we do not use it with dawn, dusk, right? So you have to remember, I should finish by noon. I'll not use the here. What shall we have for dinner? That is the meal of a day. So we don't use any article there also. Now with words like hospital, university or school, when they are used for their intended purpose, like he'll have to stay in hospital for a while. That means he'll have to stay because he is sick. So we are not using any article here. Although we are just pointing out that he'll stay in the same hospital where he is right now, but then we are not using article before it, because here we are referring to what the intended purpose of that noun is. Coming to next is repetition of articles. That's also very interesting, children. Sometimes we use more than one nouns, more than one subject. That is a compound subject in your sentence. So if they are different words and we use articles separately, that means we are repeating the article. It means we are referring to those parts of the subject as different identities. But if we use a single article before them, it means the same noun is playing the role together of all whatever is written there. Like, I see a white and a black cow. So here you see that we are using a here also and a here also. So article is split. It is repeated. That means we are talking of two cows here. I can see a white and a black cow grazing in the field. So we are talking about two. But if I say I can see a white and black cow grazing, that means now I am talking only about one cow which is patchy with black and white patches. Similarly, the director and the producer of the movie were not present. Why are we using here were? Because we are talking of two different people. The director is one, the producer is one. So they are two. So we are using plural verb here. But if I say that director and producer, that means it is the same person playing the role of the director as well as the producer of the movie. So one person now. We are using this article only one time, and then the verb will also be changed to singular verb. Right? I hope this much is clear about articles. Let's do an exercise. Fill in the blanks with the correct articles. It is hard to believe, but all, yes, all the famous people we read about. So we are talking about the famous people about whom we read. That means we are not talking in general. We are talking about those particular about whom we read. The famous people from all over the world. Yes, those famous people from all over the world were once children too. Yes, of course. The journey begins from a baby. Yes. Jawaharlal Nehru was also once a child, because we have here singular noun and it is countable. We'll be using article here. He grew up in Allahabad, where his family had dash ancestral house. So yes, that's fine. An ancestral house. He loved birds and animals and had most wonderful. So what will come here? Okay, the. Can you tell me why will you use here the? That's great. With adjectives, we have learned that with the superlative degrees, we use article the. Very good. A variety of pets, including pandas, peacocks, parrots, doves, and tiger cubs in his spacious garden. That sounds like he had dash exciting childhood. An exciting childhood is correct. This is a vowel sound, right? So that's perfect exercise from your side. We together did it well. Now coming to the next is demonstratives. And what are demonstratives? We have done in adjectives, we have done in pronouns also. Demonstratives are the words that are pointers, that point out something. So we just have this, that, these, those words. But as a determiner, what you have to remember about demonstratives or any other kind of determiners, I've told that they should be adjectives. That means they are always followed by a noun. So this book is heavier than that one. This, that, these are determiners here. These are demonstratives. These mangoes are sweeter than those. Now here what do you see, children? These mangoes, here after this we are using the noun. So this is the determiner. This is the demonstrative word here, but the determiner is this, not this. Those. This will not be the determiner because it is not followed by a noun. And remember what we have learned in the definition of determiners. They are words which are followed by nouns or which are used before the nouns. Right? So this is not a determiner. These three are determiners because they are followed by nouns. Now, as you can see in the above sentence, we use this, that before singular nouns. So these, those before the plural ones, right? And they should be used before the noun. That is very important. Who has spilled this milk? Now again we are talking about noun. So this is your determiner. It is your demonstrative. That apple is rotten, again before a noun. So it is again your demonstrative. It is a determiner. Fine. Coming to next is possessives. Again, possessives are the words that show possession, and being determiners, they should be followed by a noun. So my, his, your, our, their, these are all possessives. These are possessive adjectives which we take in consideration for determiners. I gave my sandwich, a noun after it. Whose sandwich? My sandwich. So these are possessives, right? My book, my books, our duty, your purse, your purses. So these are all blue colored determiners. They are possessives. Now we have an exercise here. Complete the sentences with suitable possessives. Akash is fond of tea. He takes, because he is fond of tea. So whose tea does he take? He takes his tea. Yes. In his own cup. Perfect. Next. His sisters do not like tea. They have bottles of water on dash tables. On their tables, because tables is plural. On their tables. Any one of them may drink water from. Anyone can drink water from. It will be one's own bottle, right? So we will not use C because we are using here any one of them can drink. So we'll not use his, her here. So from one's own bottle. Dash parents say. Whose parents say? Of course, we are talking about the children. So their parents say dash children are very obedient. Whose children? The children of parents. So they are saying our children are very obedient. Good. We are proud of whose children? Our children, of course. Do you also obey dash parents? Now we are asking you, do you obey whose parents? Your parents. Perfect answer. Right? So here the only word once is not the, this is demonstrative, this is possessive. This is possessive noun we have used here. Okay, children? Yes. Let's move to the next. We have a lot to learn here in determiners. Still more to learn will be coming in another session on determiners. Till then, happy learning, children.